Shiro here for Umbra Games with a review of Splatoon, a Wii U exclusive. Unleashed as a new IP from Nintendo in 2015, complete with an accompaniment of amiibos, Splatoon, I think, is Nintendo's first-party shooter. Splatoon was nearly completely marketed as an online multiplayer shooter with a short single-player campaign on the side. Splatoon is very hip, as you play the role of a fashion-conscious creature known as an Inkling that can transform between a humanoid form and a squid. Armed with a variety of squirt guns and other painting paraphernalia, you spray the nearby terrain with thick ink of your color to enable you to travel quickly in squid form across its surface, also hiding you from nearby enemies. While submerged in the ink, you refill your ammo to pop out and squirt some more. You move faster while in squid mode as long as you're traveling in your color. You'll move slow when there's no ink, and even slower when there's an ink color not your own, and you'll even take damage from it. You can actually move around pretty quickly by spraying as far as you can, then swimming, rinse and repeat. You can also climb walls covered in paint and drift through grates and fences while in squid mode. Weapons range from Super Soaker type machine guns to melee-like paint rollers and even charging snipers. Each can be useful in various situations and come equipped with a super ability that is usable once you've covered a certain amount of area. You take and recover from damage in the common regenerating health way. If you get shot a few times or sit in enemy ink too long, if you can get away, you can recover. Now, there are two types of online battles, regular and ranked. Regular battles feature a mode called Turf War, a 4 vs 4 match where each team tries to cover as much of the map with their color as possible. Each square foot you cover gives you points personally, in addition to adding to your team's overall percentage. At the end of 3 minutes, the percentages are revealed, the winners get some bonus points, and those points are converted to both experience to level up your character and add coins to your pocket. You can take those coins to the weapon and clothing shops and buy new gear with different ability sets and varying power levels. Your level determines how, quote, fresh you are, and therefore what gear you can purchase. The original level cap, as I understand it, was 20, but after version 2.0 came out, it raised that bar to 50. Once you reach level 10, you can begin challenging other players in the ranked battles. There is one game mode of 3 possibilities available at a time, and this rotates every 4 hours. Rainmaker is a sort of capture the flag style mode where there's a Rainmaker statue that starts in the center, and after bursting its shield, you and your team try to force it upon the other team's pedestal. Whoever has the statue in hand can charge and fire giant tornadoes of paint that can wipe out any foe standing before you. In a draw, it seems like whichever team got it closer to the other team's pedestal wins. I don't know, it might be based on map coverage too, it was kind of hard to tell. Splat Zones is a King of the Hill-like mode, where you try and keep specific areas covered in your paint color while your team timer counts down. Whichever team runs their timer out or has it at the lowest number when time expires wins the round. Finally, Tower Control has players escorting a floating tower to the opponent, and again, whichever team gets closer wins. You gain rank points for each victory and lose them with losses, starting at a C- rank and moving your way up. I guess it was nice of them not to fail people with an F though. One nifty feature in multiplayer mode is the ability to instantly travel to your teammates by clicking their location on the Wii U gamepad. If there's a hot skirmish going on, you can get to that point almost instantly to lend a hand. You also get to play a minigame on the gamepad while you're waiting in the game lobby for all 8 players to join up. This is a great use of the gamepad and provided a little distraction at times. Unfortunately, I can't effectively record the Wii U gamepad to show you, but it's sort of like an ice climber game where you take a squid up side-scrolling platforms to reach a bird. I'm not sure if it's an effort to increase playtime, force players to take a break, or encourage players to keep coming back. But as with the ranked game modes, only 2 maps are available at a time in each mode as well. These are also on a 4-hour cycle. This could mean you get tired of the same mode or map after an hour or so, and you'll just get up and leave the game, or you'll check in every once in a while to see if your favorite mode is available. For a guy like me that spends a week or so on a game and moves on, I'll be honest, I wasn't really a fan of this kind of selection. The campaign mode that's available took about 4 to 5 hours to finish, and it actually doesn't get as much attention as I think it should. Now you begin in the Octo Valley hub world, and you work on saving zapfish to open portals to the boss of each section. In each level, you work from checkpoint to checkpoint with some pretty fun variations on platforming, as you're squirting ink up walls, dodging enemy fire, and taking out hordes of AI-controlled octopus soldiers. The boss fights, particularly, are highlights, as you have to find a way to hit the tentacle of the octopus hiding in each of the super weapons. Nothing in the campaign was particularly difficult, but overall it was entertaining. The campaign culminates in a final 15-minute boss fight that requires you to be at your best and pay attention the entire time. Made it about 3/4 of the way through that fight on my first attempt. The second I made it to what I found out later was the final section, when my Wii U gamepad died and didn't pause the game, forfeiting my last life as I went running for my charger. The third time I finished him off, and it was a pretty satisfying victory. If you want an excuse to replay levels, you can gather pages of the game's lore, one hidden in each level, that actually require a pretty keen eye to locate. You can re-enter levels you've completed at any time. Now, personally speaking, as most of you probably know, I'm not really into games with a multiplayer online grind. Splatoon did seem to lose its appeal significantly quicker for me, as there really just wasn't a whole lot of depth, maps were fairly small and limited, and the game mode selection isn't there to keep you moving from item to item. Nintendo continues on its fairly restrictive friend system and no efficient way to have a team chat. With nearly all of the modes having an emphasis on completing team objectives, it can get frustrating pretty quickly when you have people enter the game mode for the first time and aren't sure what to do, yet account for 25% of the activity on your team. Nintendo has established a pretty fun movement system though, where I hope a bigger campaign is available in the second game. The paint effects are pretty neat, the weapon variety is there for a few tactical options, and the idea of the game itself overall is pretty unique. Rated as a third-person shooter, Splatoon hits a 61 out of 100, with 50 being an average game. This is Jiro for Umbra Games. Thanks for watching. As always, feel free to hit the subscribe button for notifications of new videos, or follow me on Twitter @Umbra Games.